Jada Black, once again, your host of this live stream on this channel. Appreciate everybody that is here already, that's early. I like when people are here early because usually I get started after I let the instrumentals play for a little while, just so I let people get situated in the chat room. That's why I play instrumentals, you know, because I don't want to start and, you know, not a lot of people ain't here, you know. So I like to wait till some people are here first, and that's when I get started on the topic, of course, you know. But shout out to everybody that's here early. Let's see who's here. Make sure y'all like the stream too. Degenerate, Tony, JR, Anthony, Deshaun, J Blossom, Vicos, Sean John, Spirit, Ill Wills, Poker God, the RCH 757, Naima, Ronnie, Wayne, Tillman, Gemini, Charm, Ken, Time Bandit, Zargon, Antoine, Satiable, Casey, what else is there? Greg, Beast. You need a lift service, like, well, I'll be lifting a lot of people out the chat, so that's basically the service that I'm providing on YouTube. But shout out to everybody that's here. We're gonna talk about a term that is being used a lot in regards to women. What's going on, Patricia? Who seemingly can agree with men more than disagree, you know. And it's the pick me. You know, these women are being coined pick me by the gold diggers. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna play audio from a gold digger herself, okay, who teaches women basically how to be gold diggers. So y'all can listen to it for yourself and y'all understand what a pick me is. You know? What's going on, Chantel? Make sure y'all like the stream as you come in. You know? You know, on yesterday's stream, I was going to take phone calls, but the stream started tripping. So if I'm having any issues, because I want to be able to take phone calls on this stream, but the OBS be tripping, man. It be tripping, and it usually wait to when I'm live to start tripping. Okay, so hopefully it don't trip this time. Hopefully this time it's trip free. All right. Check out one of the sponsors of the channel, carmarshall.com. Over 100,000 new and used cars from dealerships. You can go online, no matter where you live. You can find a car. They'll negotiate prices for you and get you a good deal. So go to carmarshall.com, people. And that is a link there. If you're looking for a vehicle, you know. All right, so make sure y'all go and check them out. They're doing some good work out here. Black-owned business and everything, you know. Let's support black people. Don't fake support. That's real support, you know. What's going on, True ATL? But there's a phrase that was coined called pick-me's. Pick-me's, I guess, is women who agree with men more than they disagree. You know what I'm saying? I think that particular phrase is stupid to me, because how can you as a woman think you're going to get a man and you disagree with him all the time? You know. But I'm going to get into that. All right. But I want to say this, though. Make sure y'all go and check out the video clip I posted on the other channel, which was more of a segmented post of the stream I did yesterday. Y'all go and check it out. You know. All right. Shout out to the moderators. I was gonna say. You know, I originally wasn't gonna speak about this because to me, I mean, it is what it is. But there's a situation going on with a popular female YouTuber who has gotten herself literally in bed with another YouTuber and allegedly or possibly gotten pregnant by the guy. I mean, I don't know 100% sure, but I want people to understand. That's why I'm speaking on the pick-me's, you know. All these women that want to tell other women to level up, they have not leveled up themselves. They never will level up. They have this, you know, insecure, shallow mentality, okay? And because of that, they will always choose the wrong man. Let's see. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. It's a demigod. Antonio, Darte, Black, Loving Homes was good. Make sure y'all like the stream. And the people who are always telling you, okay, that you need to level up or somebody's dusty, they're projecting. They're always projecting. So what you have to understand is that people do a lot of projecting on social media. And you can tell because they overdo it. They overdo it to the point to where you can see right through them. So when you got women calling people dusty beta male coons and then they end up pregnant by a guy who has multiple kids by multiple women, that tells you everything you know about this person. That this person is just like all these other women who chase behind unavailable men or men who have children by other women. They are the true pick-me's because they're picking men who other women have picked and got pregnant by, okay, who you should be staying away from. You have an audience of people who you're speaking to, but you're not speaking any, honesty into them. You're not. So to hear that this particular female is pregnant by this guy, that she's sleeping with this guy, that she moved closer to be with this guy, lets you know the type of men that she's into. Stereotypical men, especially stereotypical black men at that. Stereotypical black men. The majority of these women who are with or want to date black men want to date stereotypical black men. Clean-cut black men are going to be seen as coons. They're going to be seen as loving white women because they're not the stereotype. These women are fucked up. These women are fucked up. They're messed up. Mentally, they're done. You can't fix what is broken. A lot of these women are broken, man. Listen, don't believe what they say, okay? Believe what they do. If their actions is different than their words, it already tells you everything you know right there. These women, I'm not saying all, come on, I'm not saying all, but a lot of these women who get on social media, who talk all this level up bullshit, I want you to understand that they ain't leveling up no time soon. They love their dusty beta males. They love their dusty beta males, and nothing is going to change their mind. Now, they're going to call you names because they don't like you. But if you fit that stereotype, they're going to love on you all day. You know? What's going on, Marie? Shout out to everybody that's here, man. I just want people to understand that, this topic is about pick-me females, and you know, I think these women who deal with men who have multiple kids by multiple women, they are the true pick-me's, because they're picking something that they shouldn't be picking. They're picking something that they shouldn't be picking. Casey, I got your email. And I think that's a really good topic. I may go live on that, or I may just do a video on that. That's an interesting topic that you sent me. What's going on, Jersey girl? The true pick-me's, I'm telling you right now, are these heifers who are out here dating men who have multiple kids by multiple women, or who are married, or who are in relationships. Those are the pick-me's, because they don't have no choice. No, they have choices, but they choose to date people that they shouldn't. And now you look at this female who talk all this dusty beta male bullshit, but you about to be somebody's baby mama. You about to be somebody's baby mama. How does that make you feel? And I'm looking at the live stream earlier today of this female, and you got all these women co-signing her because they do the same shit. They like to date men who have multiple kids by multiple women, who got all these tattoos and dreadlocks and, you know, stereotypical. Very stereotypical. Okay, Naima. Good night. And that is why these women end up hurt. This is exactly why they end up single again. They end up single again because you are the true pick-me, because you're picking men who you shouldn't be picking. Men who you should stay as far away from as possible. Y'all know who we talking about, man. What I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about Cynthia G, aka Synthetic G, Sin G. Some people even call her the wig. You know, that's who I'm discussing right now. I'm taking a brief moment to speak about it because I don't think it deserves a video, but I really speak about it live because y'all know this is none of the live is scripted. But I just want people to understand, when you got people calling other men dusty and betas, just look at the men that they're with, okay? Just look at the men that they're attached to. That tells you everything you need to know right now. So understand this, man. When it comes to the dating market, a lot of people, especially a lot of women, are always going to go for what they know. They're going to go for what they know. They're not going to change. And listen, I'm not even going to roast her. This is just some real talk. This is some real talk. This ain't no roast. This is a real talk. I don't roast people. I speak real talk to people. You know, I have a one-on-one with them. I speak to them. I'm speaking to her as a black woman and other women who watch her and listen to her. Unless you choose to change, you're going to end up being bitter. You're going to end up always alone, and you're going to end up as somebody's baby mama. Another statistic. Another statistic. That's what you're going to become. You cannot teach somebody to do better if you're not doing better. You can't be getting impregnated by dudes with multiple children. I'm sorry. And then you want to tell other men that they're not real men. They're not alpha males. They're beta males. But what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? You know? And again, I'm not going in. Again, this is just me speaking to her as a man should. You know, because she's already been roasted. People have already went at her. I made a couple videos to her a couple years ago. But this is me just being real. Because listen to her today. You can tell that she realizes that what she was saying was all a facade. You know? And what you heard today from her is the real her. That's who she is. You know? And sometimes it takes situations like this for you to see a person for who they truly are. You can't be out here pointing fingers at people telling them about their life when your life is fucked up. When you're moving cross country to be with a guy who doesn't even take being in a relationship with you seriously, he won't even defend you. He won't even defend you. But that's who you want to have a kid by. Right. Right. But everybody else is dusty. Everybody else are coons. And you know what's crazy is that this particular female has said a lot of derogatory things about black men. Very derogatory. And I feel like she has nobody but herself to blame at the end of the day. You can choose to do better, but you don't. Because you're too stuck on being with a stereotypical man. But the thing is, when you're dealing with a stereotypical man, you're going to get stereotypical results. You're going to get stereotypical results. You can't expect anything to change. And the fact that you have women in that who was co-signing you, bigging you up, because they do the same shit. They like their stereotypical men. You know? But don't be pointing your finger and preaching about how these men, certain men, aren't good enough. But look at your situation. I want y'all to understand. Contrary to what you may believe, she probably could have got with a man who didn't have no kids. She could have got with a man who didn't have any kids, but he ain't black enough. Because to her, being black is having a bunch of tattoos, having a incarceration record, have multiple baby mamas, dreadlocks, just being stereotypical, sloppy dresser. I'm telling you, man. This is why I'm telling y'all, the real pick-me's are these women who are out here picking other women's leftovers, other women's baby daddies. Those are the true pick-me's to me. All right? Those are the true pick-me's to me. Now, what's going on, my man? When it comes to pick-me's, all right, and when it comes to these particular women out here who, for some reason, cannot seem to find their footing, okay, it's usually because a lot of times when you're dealing with women of today, a lot of those women just aren't dateable. They just aren't. This is why they're so angry. That's why they're so angry. Because they know they're not dateable. Shout out to Ill Wills. She didn't even get a dude like Albie Shore or Christopher Williams. She truly picked a dusty dude. I'm surprised Lil Wayne didn't shoot up her club. Maybe she wanted a dark-skinned guy. Who knows? Maybe she wanted a dark-skinned guy. Maybe he had to be dark-skinned. Stereotypical. I'm telling you, the stereotypical black male is a dark-skinned dude with tattoos and dreadlocks, gold teeth, sloppy dresser. That's the stereotypical black male, man. That's the stereotypical black male. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're dealing with nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very, careful about how you approach dating these days, especially as men, because these women, they're not looking for the clean-cut guys, man. The guys who don't have a record, don't have baby mamas, they don't know how to deal with those guys. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Bella? But the stereotypical guys, and I'm gonna play this audio for you of this pick me. But let me finish up my conversation on Cynthia G. You know, the she's gonna be the face of baby mamas on YouTube. I swear to God. But anyway, I want y'all to know that at the end of the day, you cannot fix what is broken. Y'all cannot shame people into feeling sorry for this particular female, because look at the things that she has said. Look at the damage that she has done. And when you look at the damage that a person has done, the feeling sorry for them part goes out the window. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Let people know that you are live with Jada Black. You gotta do better, man. A lot of you sisters over there co-signing, you need to do better. Because I sense a lot of stereotypical male dating going on in that particular circles. You know, I can tell a lot of those chicks probably are with men with dudes who have kids with other women, who happily sleeps with women unprotected. And then once a chick gets pregnant, now he's looking crazy. But the biggest travesty is that, to my knowledge, this guy hasn't even said anything. He has not even defended her. Nothing has been said on his part. That's troubling. That's troubling on a lot of levels. Because that lets me know that, you know, he don't want the heat that she's getting, even though he's getting heat too. He wants to distance himself from her, and he ain't claiming her personally. Women, you better start getting with men who ain't afraid to claim you. Stop getting with dudes who ain't gonna claim you. All right, that's the biggest thing. You have an unprotected sex with a guy that won't even claim you, but you want to call other people dusty beta males. You know, don't do that, because you're only gonna make yourself look like a hypocrite, like a loser. He's live right now. Okay, well then I guess we'll see what he's doing. Okay. Everybody want to call me while I'm live. So, y'all say he's live, cool. But that's not what this show is about. Y'all see the title. That's not what it's about. But I will say this, though. This does correlate with the pick-me's. You know what I'm saying? With the chicks out here willing to be pick-me's as far as picking the wrong men. You know? So, for those of you who don't know what a pick-me is, I'm going to play audio to let y'all know what a pick-me is. Okay? And this is via Shira7, because she's done a couple videos on it. So and she's the resident, you know, teacher of gold digging. So this is what we're going to discuss moving forward, people. Anyway.
What is a pick-me chick? I know you probably heard it before, but don't know what it means. Some of you do. Some of you are pick-me chicks. Some of you are former pick-me chicks. Some of you have not transitioned out of being a pick-me chick yet. So let's get into it. Okay, so a pick-me chick, I'm gonna make sure my volume is up real quick. A pick-me chick is someone who wants to be chosen by a man, even if he don't have any money, even if, you know, he doesn't really like them, and they will go against other women to agree with the man so that he can notice her and then go and inbox her later. Or It could be someone who chases behind a man who doesn't want them and keeps doing all these crazy things so that he can pick her over whoever he's dating and seeing and who he truly wants. Okay. Pick me chicks are not very smart. They're more emotional. They might be smart, like book smart, but they're not street smart. They're not strategic in their relationships. So they usually get ran over, doormat, and they become a doormat and they get hurt. And after they've been hurt so many times, then they come looking for these videos. Usually they come trying to figure out how to get the man back. But then when they realized the man wasn't doing anything for them anyway, they realized how silly they were and how they needed to be upgrading themselves and the type of men that they attract. So they have transformed themselves into higher standards, a higher standard woman. And they let the man chase them and get pretty much treated the way that they're supposed to be treated after that. But first you have to realize what you're doing wrong. If you're chasing a man in any way, you're a pick-me chick. Okay? If you're chasing any man for any reason besides him stealing your purse, you're a pick-me chick.
When she's saying that, the type of women that are pick-me's, right? She's basically describing women who are always, again, chasing after other women's leftovers. Other women's ex-husbands, current boyfriends, baby daddies, campaigning, being side pieces. That is basically what she is describing. You can't tell me that a pick-me is a woman who just agrees with a man. A lot of women agree with men. That don't mean men want to get with those women. There's a lot of women that agree with me. Does that mean that I'm going to get with those women just because they agree with me? No. To me, to be a pick-me, you have to be out there aggressively chasing men. Aggressively chasing men. Okay? And to me, just agreeing with the guy or siding with him isn't necessarily being a pick-me. But I'll let her explain.
Okay. So if that's what you are and you want to get out of it, cut off trying to chase anybody. You don't need them. They need you. Okay. If they don't want you, find someone who does. Because usually men will tell you in a roundabout way, but pick-me chicks don't hear. They don't hear. The man will tell you, I don't want a commitment. I just got out of a relationship. I don't want to be with you. I'm not in love with you. Pick-me chicks will ignore all of those words and they will say, but I know he loves me. I still feel a connection. I still feel that he does. I dream about him. What does this mean? It means you're obsessed and he's moved on, and that's all you can do. Okay. So for me, I would be like, you know what? Why would you want someone back who threw you in the garbage anyway? Okay. If you're garbage to them, why do you want him back? If I threw something in the trash, and that trash jumped out the garbage can and followed me, I wouldn't want him back. I'm like, I threw you away. What you doing? How did this trash come out this garbage? Get in my house. If he throws you away, to him, you're garbage. That means stop chasing him. He don't want you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that's how he sees you. Disposable. You're disposable. Now, if you're chasing someone who thinks that you're disposable, what are you saying about yourself? Wait a minute. I'm not trash. I'm not disposable. But to them, you are. So better yourself. Improve everything you can improve about yourself before your next relationship, so that people don't see you as disposable. You're disposable because you're chasing behind him.
Yeah. And that's why I'm letting this play on so y'all can hear it for yourselves as to the definition of a pick-me. All right? And the thing to me, I feel like this term is being used the wrong way. You know? Just like I think the term mammy is being used the wrong way. I've seen women who side with black men be called mammies. You know? How can you call, first of all, the definition of a mammy is a woman who's basically raising white children, being the nanny, basically taking care of them, taking care of the household, basically being the babysitter of white children, of master's children. How did it go from that to basically being about women who defend black men? But these people, just like they took the term Uncle Tom and made it into something of a bad thing. People take terms and flip it around to where it doesn't have the same meaning. It has a more degraded meaning. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with defending black men. Just like if there's black men who want to defend black women without losing their souls, it's up to you. I defend the truth. I defend what is right. You know? So I just want y'all to hear from her what a pick-me is. Because I know a lot of y'all have not heard that term. But that is a term being put on women who agree with us as men. They claim the ones who are always agreeing with us, who they're campaigning for us, they're trying to date us. You know what I'm saying?
Man's supposed to chase behind you, you know? So don't be disposable. Anyway. So I get a lot of pick-me's, for consultations, and I try to help them, but sometimes they just don't want to hear what I have to say, and they get upset with me. And I'm not going to lie to them to make them feel better. I'm not going to do it, you know. Why? Because if I lie to them, I'm just as bad as the guy that they're chasing. Okay? So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to tell you straight up, look, I can't help you if you're not listening to me. And I cannot help you if you don't realize what you're doing, you know. You got to realize that you're wrong first before I can help you.
Well, I will say this though. When it comes to dating, this is her channel name, people. That's her channel name right there. You see it? Right there. And yes, I am subscribed to her. I don't unsubscribe to people very easily. I think I've been subscribed to Shit 7 for about 3 years. I come across the streams here and there. I don't watch them. If I do, I go in there just to chuckle. But anyway. But that's her name. And that was from September 11, 2017. Let's see. What I was going to say. Okay. When it comes to pick me in these terms are usually used to basically denigrate women who don't go along with the program. Usually meant to call out women who don't go along with the program, who don't agree with the gold digger lifestyle. Okay? If you don't go along with it, you're going to be called out. That's usually how it goes on social media. People call me names thinking that it's going to put me in line and make me think a certain way. You can't do that with me. I'm not moved by words. It takes more than words to move me. It takes more than words to move. You can't call me names. Listen, I've been called names before. I've had people roast me since middle school, high school. Getting called names does not mean anything to me. So when you have people using terms to sort of keep people in line, to sort of keep people from being themselves, doing what they want to do, they use those terms like man me and pick me. There's no bigger pick me than a woman chasing behind a man for money. What's going on, Vern 85? You are a huge pick me. Okay? You are a huge pick me if you're chasing a man because he got money. Doing and saying whatever you can to get his attention. You are a pick me. What are you talking about? Okay, so what's the difference between you and a woman who campaigns for a man's attention? You campaigning for a rich man's attention. So you saying because he's rich it makes it different? Make sure y'all like the stream, man. These chicks with their terms. You don't even love the man. You don't even want to sleep with him. But you're willing to do whatever it takes to get him to marry you or be in a relationship with you. Look at what these IG models do. They do whatever it takes to get these men to date them and be with them, you know? This really is. And with this particular topic, man, I just feel like most women are pick-me's. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a woman pursuing a dude to date him. Women should do that. If women want equality, women should pursue men just as much as men pursue women. You see, I see through it though. If a woman is approaching me on some fake shit, I can see right through it. I don't deal with her. I don't deal with her. You as a man have to understand when a woman is being fake and fraudulent to you, and when she's campaigning for your attention. Is she campaigning just for the attention? Is she trying to date you? Is she just trying to change your whole perspective on life? And the thing is that most women nowadays, whether we understand or not, they're out there campaigning. They just not doing it publicly. They're not getting on social media and hollering like that. They'll flirt. They'll be flirty. They'll compliment. I know women, one of the biggest telltale signs of a woman is if she's complimenting you a lot. If a woman compliments you a lot, that's a telltale sign that she's into you. Especially if she comments on your posts and things of that nature, even shares them, you know. But men, man, we be talking about getting married. We be telling her that we tell women we love, not me now, but I've seen dudes tell women that they love them, that they're very overt with how much they like a woman. See, women will wrap everything up into being, you know, compliments and, you know, a tad bit of flirtiness, but they won't go too far, you know. But I'm telling you right now, women are out there chasing men just as much as men chase women. They are. Women want to pick the men that they're with. I guarantee you, if you were to poll most women, they will tell you themselves that they would rather choose the men that they're dating than the men choose them. I guarantee you. Especially the way he looks, his occupation, because women are meticulous like that. Now, of course, you got women that want to be approached. But usually they turn down the advances of a lot of men that approach them because they want to pick and choose the type of men that approach them. So women are picking. A lot of women today are pick-me's. They're just saying, well, we're pick-me's in a different way. No, all y'all are the same. All y'all are the same. And the thing is this, to me, I think the dating market has been turned upside down. Okay? The dating market has been turned upside down by what has gone on into society. The social justice aspect. The women need to be here and there. Women can do this on their own. You can't compliment a woman in public. You can't say flirty things to her. You can't tell jokes to her in public. You know, you have to watch how you speak to women. You know, men can't really be men around women like that anymore, especially in workplaces. You know, and the fact that you have women out there who want to shame other women by calling them pick-me's, usually because nobody's picking them that they want. I've literally had women tell me that they stopped dealing with dudes for certain reasons that I was like, what? And you wonder why you can't get a man, you can't keep a man, or you can't get the one that you want because you're picky like that. Look at all these celebrity men who are not tall, who women may not find the most handsome, but they have attractive women on their arms. They're highly successful. If they didn't have all that, they wouldn't have those type of women. So women will overlook certain things if you have a level of fame or money. Maybe you got personality. I know dudes who women may not find physically attractive, but they have personalities. They can make them laugh, and that usually gets men over, you know? And the thing is, nowadays, I really feel like when you look at the aspect, shout out to Vern85, when you look at the fact that men and women, especially black men and women, are moving further and further apart, you know? They're moving further and further apart, man. Black women be looking like they're uncomfortable dealing with black men, man. Can't even say hey when you walk by them. Just farther and farther apart because a lot of these women, man, they living on their cell phones. The real life interactions ain't working. And it's usually because in their minds there's a certain type of guy they'll deal with and that's it. Everybody else, they don't fit the criteria because they're not their stereotype. Or they may not have a level of success or fame that they're willing to bypass what they don't like in a guy to go at them, you know? And I feel like people nowadays just aren't dating no more. They're just hooking up. I mean, look at what's going on YouTube. I mean, you got Cynthia G and this guy, Robert Perkins. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. People more and more on social media dating because they can pick and choose by the looks of a person. Instagram is a prime example of that. You can look at how a person looks and you can judge for yourself whether you want to date them or not. It's just that simple. In real life, you don't really know a person. I mean, you see them, but you don't see their photo life, you know? You don't know whether they're in a relationship or single. You know, even though women will hide a relationship or two, you know. But I think the dating market is just saturated with a lot of dysfunctional women who don't even want to be in relationships like that, you know. All right, Charm. They just want to kick it. You know, they'll date here and there, but it'll just be dating. It won't be anything relatively seriously, you know. And men are the same way. A lot of us as men, we don't even need relationships like that. Like, we really don't. We don't need relationships like that. We good being single. Because the tide is turning and you're seeing more women get out of their comfort zone, so to speak, and approach men and holler at men, you know? You're starting to see that aspect, you know? We are in a time where I think I won't say everybody, but a lot of people have shorter attention spans. And because people have shorter attention spans, they're not trying to get to know people like that unless it's through a messenger or through a comment or even a chat room. You know, people get to know each other in chat rooms. And you got to play this too. You got a lot of women who don't like to be approached. There's a lot of women out there that don't like to be approached. And I'm not saying it because men don't, men are, they're scary or they're afraid of women. It's because women don't like to be approached like that unless it's by a guy they find attractive. I'm telling you right now. Now, you do have the occasional female that you can strike up a conversation with. You may be able to get her number, but a lot of times that you're not going to have a high success rate of that. If you want to do that, then do it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you want to go out there and pursue and holler at every chick you're around, do so, man. Enjoy life. But there's going to be some disappointment, okay? That's all I'm saying. You got to ready your mind for that, because the more you think about things as, you have to accept failure is going to happen. That's how you have your biggest success, is when you accept that failure is going to happen, But I think that a lot of times women size up men quicker than anything. And if you're not physically there, you're wasting your time, man. And they're going to put you in the friend zone immediately. She's going to be, every time you talk about dating, she's going to switch the conversation off to something else. What's going on in the news? What's going on with this show? She's going to tell you about her ex-boyfriends. He's going to switch that conversation quick. You're going to switch that conversation quick. She ain't want to talk about that, But the thing about the pick-me's, man, I think a lot more women are pick-me's than we know. Women who out here chasing men with bags, you're a pick-me too. The women who are out here just lying and kissing ass, if they're considered pick-me's, then it is what it is. They're considered pick-me's. The women who are chasing behind some woman's baby daddy, oh, you damn sure are a pick-me. You are a pick-me 100%. You are a pick-me. You chasing behind somebody else's man. You chasing behind a guy who has multiple kids or multiple women, and you're doing so because you like the stereotypical life that he leads. You may even like him physically, but it's mostly the stereotypical lifestyle that he lives, And I think a lot of women get caught up in that. They get caught up in that stereotype. And that's why a lot of them continue to wallow in the dating market without a ring, with a kid on their hip, and no man to keep them warm at night, Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. I'm telling you, man, there's all types of pick-me's out there, man. It ain't just one type of pick-me, I'm telling you. I think the biggest pick-me's out there, I'm telling you right now, are these women who chase behind another woman's man. Or ex or baby's daddy. You can't tell me that they ain't. Especially these women out here being side chicks. These women out here who are out here being side chicks, they're definitely some of the bigger pick-me's. They willing to do whatever to get a guy that they want, And that's what you see. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I just don't like the fact that we want to leave out the biggest pick-me's of them all. It's these women who getting pregnant by men who got kids by other women. Those are some of the bigger pick-me's. Those are the women that's out there campaigning. They campaigning for a guy whose resources are being drained by the system, who's still dealing with other women on a daily to weekly basis, and you're okay with that. If you're okay with that, you're definitely a pick-me. If you're okay with dealing with a guy who is paying the government, the state, excess amount of dollars for other children, okay? And you're going to add to that burden. You're trying to add to that burden. We have to make sure as men that we get our shit together and keep it to where we don't get in those situations. And we don't get played. Some of you dudes out here getting played and don't even know it. All right. Let's see. I'm going to get the phone lines going. Don't call in yet. But I am about to get the phone lines going. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, it should be working. All right. Nope. Take a few phone calls. Want to call in and speak on the topic? You can. The lines are open for the first time in a couple days. It's probably been more than a couple days. I had them open. So I'm call in. Keep the lines moving quick, people. If you want to call in and speak to the host. If you don't, then I can close them again. Okay? You know. And Cali again. I mean, because California has, the culture is different out there. But they also, them dudes in Cali are wearing skinnier jeans and lighter shirts and colorful hair. But you say their game is smooth, so I can only take your word for it. But yeah, when those states like that, people are basically about their money. So it's just like New York. A lot of people there, they move at a fast pace. I don't think nobody move at a faster pace than people in New York. People leave LA to go to New York just to be competitive, So you're from NorCal, okay? Are you from the Bay? Is that what you're saying? From the Bay Area? Vern, so he from Southern Cal. Nobody's gonna call in. Then I'm gonna close the lines, open them and close them. Cause I don't want to be on here too long. It's already 10 on the East Coast. So anybody want to call in? Anything to say to me? Hey. I had some good callers from the West Coast, the Bay Area. Shout out to everybody there. I would love to go and see the Bay Area, I like some of the culture out there. Some of the rappers. Some of my favorite rappers come from out there on the West Coast. You know. And I was a big fan of the style of clothing. What about 6 years? No, about 7, 8 years ago. About 7 years ago. Copied the style a little bit. You know. We live. Put the number back in the chat. If y'all like the show, man, hit that super chat button and hit that PayPal, man. Let me know y'all like the show, man. Let me do something real quick. I didn't do this. Let me. Never mind. Probably not to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have the phone lines open for a few more minutes. So if you're gonna call in, call in. Let me know what's up. All right, you're live, Jada Black.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing much, man.
Yeah, my question is, because I've just been saying a lot of what I've been saying, though, is after, like, a lot of feminism, like, I've been saying, like, a lot of Caucasian women, like, they trying to go back to traditionalism now. Like, I've been seeing, like, a lot of women popping up on my YouTube, and I'm screaming down, and they just like they starting to, you know, understand where men coming from. And then on that thought, I want to know, like, what you think, like, the dynamic is with that. Because I think it's like, it's kind of like, we seeing more and more that our people coming apart, but it's like, oh, they getting the idea, they trying to jump back for the resources, so they kind of fall back into that traditionalism world. So I want to say, like, what you think in like 10 years with the dating market going through?
Well, if they do something with the government, like the government subsidies that these women are getting, then that could change the dynamic. Then you can have more of those poorer women trying to get with men who have resources, you know. But as far as women who
You breaking up?
Huh?
You breaking up?
Not. Well, I think your side breaking up too, man, because you got some stuff in the background. But
Yeah, I'm a welder and shit. I'm at work. I got the machine going.
Oh, okay.
But I listen through my headphones and shit while I work and shit just to get through the shift and shit.
Oh, okay. So I thought of welders. We got a couple of welding plants in my city, but yeah, I just think that I think that because of the way things are going, you're starting to see women gravitate towards men to try to figure us out and to speak to us and things of that nature. I think when the dating market is concerned, I think you're seeing women, not a big portion, but a small portion, trying to come back and say, hey, you know, we want marriage, we want relationships, but it's not going to be enough because you also got women out there who have multiple kids themselves, who have kind of, they're having a tough time in the dating market because a lot of men just ain't gonna date them. Yeah. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go to another caller, man, because it must be some interference going on, man. All right, bro. All right, shout out to the caller, man. He's at work and he's listening in, man, and he decided to call in, man. Yeah, man. Like, I will say this though, if y'all gonna call in, make sure that you get away from welding stream. Well, any machinery. You live?
All right, bro. Shout out to the caller, man. He's at work and he's listening in.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hey, what up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on? What's your name?
This is Jersey Girl.
What's going on, Jersey Girl?
Hey, what's going on?
Turn your background on.
Can you hear me? I don't even know if
Yeah,
I'm
you gotta turn
on
your background
on
down.
a chat or whatever. Let
Yeah,
me
you
turn this
gotta
down.
turn your background down. Okay. All right. You there? Hello? Hello, going once. Hello, going twice. I'm gonna hang up now because I cannot hear you. Call back in, man. When y'all call in, man, y'all gotta turn your background down. What the fuck, man? Do you want people clowning you in the chat room? And then you gonna blame me for it? All right, you live.
Yo, Jay.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's going on, player?
Nothing much,
Hey,
man.
Jay, I'm listening to your live right now, man.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
Wait, did you want? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I was just listening to it, man, and like you be saying some real stuff, man, that I can really like relate to in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially, man, when you talk about the whole like friend zone, and you know what I'm saying, and like how females, you know, like they like the type of dudes that they look for. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not fit the criteria of what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? To where you try so hard to where you just give up.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, but those videos, man, it reaches a lot of people, man, because they can relate to them. Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. All your videos, dude. Like I seen the one when you had one on when you had the one on that IG model, the white girl.
Yeah. The one I just posted a couple yesterday.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can do it. A lot of your videos make a lot of sense, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But like, what's some good advice that you can give me, dude?
What type of advice?
Huh?
What type
Okay,
of
look. Okay, man. Because I love how when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, baby mamas and you know what I'm saying, like how they like, you know what I'm saying, and like how they really are, right?
Right.
Okay. Because I have a situation, okay, well I had a situation where like my kid's mom, you know what I'm saying, she like I did everything for her, right? Okay. Hoping to get something in return, and I got nothing in return from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would just say don't put yourself in that position again, man. Like, because people will take advantage of you if you let them.
Yeah, of course, of course, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I had one situation where I had this female living with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I was just doing her a favor, man. Like I never slept with her. I never did nothing with her, right? And so like once she got herself together, man, she just up and left, man, and didn't even, you know what I'm saying, like say like, hey, well let me give you some money, like let me like shoot you this or shoot you that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I will say this though, man. When people can get in a better position, they're gonna always leave, especially if they don't really want to be with you.
Exactly,
And it's hard at first, but it's a tough learning experience that a lot of people don't want to deal with. But that stuff happens, you know. People leave people when they get better situations, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's the truth too, man. Better situations, man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you don't want to like mope about it either. You know what I'm saying? You like you just have to move on from it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I appreciate the call. I'm gonna get some more of these calls. All right.
For sure, man. All right. Cool.
Appreciate
Cool,
it.
man. Thank you, man.
Hey, no problem, bro. Shout out to the broski for calling in. People that was calling in, call back in, man. Call back in. Y'all want to speak on this particular topic? I know that we were discussing the big time female YouTuber that got herself caught up in, you know, we were talking about that too. But yeah, man, call in. This is your chance. Not gonna be here all night. Shout out to everybody that's here. Let me see who's coming into the chat room. Let me see who's coming in. Kent Jackson, Griff Mac, Ashley. Hey, any women want to call in? I know y'all listening. I know y'all are listening. Y'all are listening right now. All right, you're live.
How you doing? Thanks for taking my call, Mr. Black. This is DeMarcus Mack. I was calling in.
Okay. What's going on, man?
No, nothing much. Just got off a hard day's work or whatnot.
Okay.
I heard you make some comments, you know, in regards to, you know, our present condition as a people, you know, our present condition in regards to our marriages and our relationships, how, you know, in 2019, it seems to be that the majority of us are destroyed, you know, that area of our existence is destroyed, you know, for a lot of us. And, you know, you have a lot of, you have a situation where we have a culture of dating and a culture of trying to be together that does not work. And that many of us, I guess you would say, you know, are having to go to another man and ask for a daughter or a sister from another man's, another group of people's women. I want to say, because, you know, like I said, I put in the chat room how us as black men, you know, we don't want to take responsibility for our role play in the destruction of our own people. You have, a lot of times we'll blame our women for things, but don't understand that a lot of times honest black men have to pay or have to suffer the consequences for what the dishonest ones do. And we don't want to talk about that. You know, you have people that don't really want to talk about that. I feel that a lot of the problems that you see in black women, a lot of that was sold to us by dishonest black men, you know. And, you know, people don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm
I will say this,
you
though.
talk about,
I'm gonna say this because I gotta get the callers going, bro. But I think that from my point of view, I take accountability for everything I do, and I try to tell men to do the same. I say I try because men are gonna, a lot of these guys gonna do what they want to do, but I always speak on accountability and being accountable for your actions. You know, and my video content speaks for itself. I hold men accountable who do dumb shit, and I'm gonna hold women accountable who do dumb shit. If I go at women a little bit more than men or a lot more than men, it's because those women are raising children. So they're raising the next generation.
But can I ask you this question real fast? I wanted to ask you, because again, we can look around the world. You know, it's a global world. You have many ways of looking around the world and many ways of doing things. Now you have 240 plus recognized nations. You have what I guess you would say upwards of 1,000 different ethnic groups. And to me, from my studies, and this could just be me, I don't see any men of the 240 plus ethnic groups, of the emerging nations, the China, the India, the Brazil. I don't see any of these men holding their women responsible for the condition of their societies. So when I look at us, and I'm like, well, why are we attempting to hold our women accountable for things that's not even their natural purpose. That's
Well,
like I don't
I'll tell
find
you
no
this.
men on the earth.
But I'll tell you
I don't
this.
find any men on
Bro,
the earth.
I'll tell you
that's
this.
what I wanted.
Hold on, man.
Sir.
Hold on. I'll tell you this. You know the reason why is because there are certain cultures who are led by their religion. Like in the Middle East, they're led by Islam. You know, those women aren't going to be talking back. They're not going to be saying they're independent women, nothing. You know, their men they have a culture of men leading, and it's been embedded in their sons. You know, the sons are being groomed by the fathers to be leaders of the household. You don't see that in America because of everything that's been going on. I also will say this though, in countries like China and even North Korea, those are communist countries, okay? And they have a script. They have a script to how each household is to be ran. So because those different countries have different cultures, they have different expectations. In America, there's really no expectations. So when you see most of these American households, especially Black American households, a lot of them are led by women because of the things that happened in the 60s and 70s and how divided we became during those times. And how loose women
but my thing is that in the 60s and 70s, I mean, we talking about our relationships have just in the last 10 years have just become so openly destructive. There was no conversation of this.
Yeah.
We
can definitely have that.
That wasn't a big argument.
Yeah, we can have that conversation. I got to get to these other callers, bro. But I appreciate the call, all right?
Well, thank you.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
But I already
all right,
cooked.
you're live with
What
Jada
if
Black.
I do cook in the morning?
You're live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Hello?
Yes, this is Jada Black.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah. Now you're back on Jersey Girl. So what was it that you wanted to say?
I'm sorry. I thought you was on another call, and I was just calling to see if I was going to be on the back end.
No, you're live now. You're live now. Is there anything you want?
Hear me? Let me...
Yes, I can hear you. The audience, the chat room can hear you.
Yeah, I was calling to speak on a topic. You know what I'm saying? It was like the pick me females are destroying dating market for women or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I don't even like know what that's about.
Well, that's not me saying it. There's a ton of videos that are talking about pick me women. There's a shit ton of them. And they're saying pick me women are just the worst thing ever for women. There are other women saying that. Men not saying that, but women are saying that.
Yeah, but I'm just not, you know, I'm saying speaking for men. I'm just saying, yeah, I know it's a lot of commentary on that. It's a lot of stuff on that, whatever. I'm talking about like far as from my experience with men.
Okay.
I mean, my thing is, you already know, like, me and you go back and forth a lot. Like, I hate when men try to speak for women.
Okay.
So, I mean, my thing is, like, you know what I'm saying? I hate when, like, men always trying to speak for women. Secondly, as far as the dating market or whatever, that shit is so overrated. And I'm a little caught off guard, so I'm not going to go in too deep with you because, you know what I'm saying, I know you always be coming for us real hard. Like, you be coming for women.
Okay, is that what you want to say?
It's kind of what I want to say because, I mean, like,
Okay, Jersey Girl, is that it?
No, it's not it. Like, it's not it, but it is kind of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't even gather my thoughts together right now because I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, go in too deep because when I do, I'm, like, censored. And then you might not talk to me no more. So I'm not going to, like, pretty much say anything that I'm not a feminist. I'm not with that Me Too movement, none of that shit. But I'm just saying, like, women, we are good. It's a lot of good women. Like, I know sometimes you always talk about women and you don't say, like, you need to start saying, like, certain women instead of saying,
man,
like,
come
all
on, man.
women.
I'm not saying all that, man. I say the things I say, and if I don't understand, if you're not those women, you shouldn't be getting offended. Just like if you speaking on men, you don't expect me to get offended, right?
Yeah.
Even if I say certain, people still gonna get offended. So it don't matter what I say, they're gonna get offended regardless.
And I'm not speaking for all. I'm just speaking for myself. Because, you know, like, I don't know what it is about me. Like, even though certain women is messed up or whatever, but I just always speak for all women because I'm a woman first. You know what I'm saying? Before anything else. So I always speak highly of women, which I know in my heart that all women is not like a good woman like myself.
Okay, well that's good.
But,
That's good. All right, that's good, Jersey girl. So I'm gonna get to see some of these other callers. All right, but it's good that you want to stick up for women.
But damn, you gonna just dismiss me like
because
this?
I got other people that calling in. I'm not gonna be on here too long.
All
right, Jersey girl. Thanks for calling in. Shout out to Jersey girl. Man, come on, man. I see you, Jessica. Jessica, why don't you call in? I know it's daytime over there. Any other women want to call in before I shut it down? Why do women want to tell me how to speak about them? If I say some or a few, they're still going to get mad because they don't want us to say nothing about them. Either a lot of you females get your shit together and stop worrying about if I'm saying some or half or most. Okay? Because when y'all follow women that go in on men, you know, I'm not in there telling them how to speak. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Antoine Wood.
What's going on, Antoine?
How you doing?
I'm all right, bro. What's good with you?
All right. Yeah, I just got finished listening to that call, and I'm not surprised at all. And I wanted to address one of the chatters in the room, Mr. DeMarcus.
Okay.
He's basically saying black men are entirely responsible for the black communities. No, that's not true.
Right.
You know, welfare. Everybody knows the white government. Welfare was introduced into the system. You know, the Black Panthers was coming about. So Ronald Reagan introduced drugs into the black communities to destroy the black communities. You know, black single mothers accepted that, and in exchange, black fathers had to be kicked out of the household in order to receive those benefits. Everybody knows that. So to say that black men have destroyed the communities, that's not true. Maybe the Pookies and Ray Rays did it, but upstanding black, hardworking black men like myself, we don't destroy black communities. If anything, we uplift the community, and if it can't be done, you know, due to non-compliance or, you know, not cooperation from the other people in our community, then there's no point. And then this is why you have brothers that move outside the community, because there's guys, there's black men that really want to help the community, but when you see all the dysfunction, when you see all the dysfunction and fuckery going on, they say to themselves, why should I stay around to help? You know, when our women talk to us like shit, you know, they don't appreciate us. It's just no point, you know? And you know, they don't understand it. They don't.
Yeah, well, shout out to you, Turf.
No.
I'm going to say this to Antoine. It's like, you know, the thing is that they don't want us to hold, you know, black women accountable, but if a black woman's getting, you know, beat down in the nail salon, they want to know where the black man at. Where the black man to protect. You can't protect people who ain't holding them, you know, they're not looking for you to be leaders, you know?
Right. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Like, we've always protected our women. For them to say that we don't protect black women is bullshit. You got videos on social media right now that shows that. Look at the black sister who was pregnant. You had an old head in his 50s standing up to the white guy and protected her. So for y'all to say we don't protect black women is total nonsense. And I get tired of hearing that. You know, so when I hear stuff like that, it really makes me shake my head. But you know, they just gonna keep saying what they're saying, and they're just making it worse. You know, and at the end of the day, no upstanding man with common sense is want to deal with women like that. Case in point, Cynthia G. Look at the fucking situation she got herself in. You know.
Yeah, we all see it. We all see it.
Yeah.
Family. You know.
Yeah. No common sense, and now she has to explain herself why she got pregnant by a dude, and you're supposed to be a feminist that hates black men. Let that make sense.
Exactly. Exactly. Dusty Beta Mel.
You know? Yeah, Dusty made it Bell Coombs. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. This shit has been crazy, man. Jesus Christ.
But they'll learn. A lot of the men are starting to wake up now, and they're just not going for the games and nonsense no more. It's a different situation now, and men is just not going to take it no more. You know, a lot of women are seeing the situation for what it is too. Because you got some sisters out here who are logical and have a lot of common sense, and but the men is not dealing with the stuff no more. You know, feminism and Me Too. This Western society is slowly going to hell in the handbasket, and a lot of people are starting to see what's going on, and they're starting to get worried. Look at that Gillette commercial.
Yeah.
It tells you all you need to know.
Yep. And Gillette is struggling, by the way. They are struggling.
Yeah, but they deserve to struggle because they shouldn't be demonizing men who uphold this society. The truck drivers, the electricians, the plumbers, the construction workers, the people who keep your lights on, to keep the water flowing, people who fix the highways, the bridges, the elevators. If you have just 12% of men who walk away from this society, Wall Street and Silicon Valley will go into full panic mode. And everybody knows this. Even the feminists know that. And, you know, and this is how your country will fall. Look what happened to ancient Rome.
Right.
The men became weak and feminine.
Yep.
And the masculine barbarians came in and destroyed that whole nation, you know?
And the thing is that just like the story of Attila, you know, the emperor's own sister wanted to marry him just to get, you know, just because she felt that it would be in her best interest to side with the barbarians than her own people, and to get her out of her bind that she was in. She, you know, she was willing to destroy her own whole, civilization in order to get back at her brother, get out of her situation. Yeah.
Yeah, all for some revenge.
Yep.
That shit is insane.
Yeah.
But if we don't learn from history, it's bound to repeat itself. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, brother. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get to your regular call. Shout out to the chat room.
All right, thank you, Antoine. I appreciate that. Salute
All right,
to
peace, bro.
Antoine. All right, peace, bro. Shout out to Antoine.
Okay.
Oh, my bad, Antoine. I didn't mean to cut you off right there. But shout out to Antoine, one of the best truck drivers in the country. Amazon, getting that Amazon money. Hey, Judah, they gave you the number you could have called in. Or was that you calling in and the number dropped off? Let's see. Empowered Woman sliding in. Empowered Woman, why don't you call in? I think most of the women on the chat have called in before, you know. But times are very different, man. Times are very different. You know, men and women are just, especially in the black community, and I'm gonna keep saying it more and more, because even though marriages are down in the white community as well, birth rates are down, but our community is hit the hardest with these issues. You know, we hit with these issues, bother us the most. Thanks, awesome guy. Didn't get a notification. Empowered Woman, you got to follow me on Twitter or even on Facebook, because I'm starting to put links on Facebook. I didn't put one on tonight, but I'm going to start putting links on Facebook. But shout out to everybody that's here, man. We have some good calls, man. Whether we agree on things or we don't, it's cool. But I do feel like most women nowadays are pick-me's because a lot of them are picking and choosing their own men. But I guess we need terms to separate each other. What is with these terms and these labels to separate people? I'm an organizer. I like to put things in certain categories, but that's things, you know, or you're jotting lists down, you know. But I never have been the type to use terms for a group of people like you see with the pick-me's, because there's really no difference, I believe, between the pick-me's and, you know, the women out here, you know, choosing to date men, you know, and have children with men who have multiple kids. Okay, I see. Empowered. I know some of y'all, wherever some of y'all living, is freezing. I know a lot of y'all are from the Northeast. It's cold here too, by the way. It's cold here too. Let me see. It is cold here too. All right, you live.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, this is BK. How are you?
What's going on, BK? I'm good. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm just catching maybe the end of your show because I just came in like 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
You know, it's like frigid outside, so from work.
I know it is. If you, especially if you in New York.
But yeah, you know, shoot. But I don't know. I was trying to listen a little bit before I called in to see what was y'all talking about, and then I didn't understand the term. Okay, that's something new. I never heard of that before.
Well, I played a video from a YouTuber by the name of Shira7, and she basically discussed what the term pick me means. And it's basically a woman who sides with men, agrees with men, panders to men in order to date them. And my argument was that women who chase men for money, women who date men with multiple children, or who's already in a relationship or still legally married, to me, those are pick-me's as well, because they're going our way to pick unavailable men or they're chasing men themselves.
Wow. I'm trying to see where do I fit in that category. A pick-me man.
Yeah, are you a pick-me? Are you out here picking and choosing and making bad choices? Is that what you're doing?
I used to.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, I used to. I'm 51 now, so I can't afford to keep making bad choices at this stage in my life. Okay? But see, from the bad choices I made, I don't know if you remember, I didn't make any babies from those bad choices. So I pat myself on the back for that.
Oh, that's a good job. That's a good job. Good job on that.
Seriously, I wasn't that dumb. But you know, you talk about with multiple kids. You know, like I said, these days now, unfortunately, unless I don't know what some of these movements is going to do with a percentage of people now, maybe whether people are going to start slowing down having all these kids. I don't know as far as with the women, but you know, I guess they need to be somewhat choosy, just like the men. Like you guys is going to be somewhat choosy of who you pick. Well, the women need to do that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you and listening to them, you think they do. You would think they choose the absolute best, and then they go and they get pregnant by the same guy that they claim they don't like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I had my fair shares. You know, it's not that because I had a bad boy many years ago. Not just because I thought he was sexy. I thought maybe I can help him. You know, kind of like get out of the streets and start doing better for himself.
Right. Well, you're not the only one that won't be the last one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, so but like I said, he had to learn that for himself, and even though he wound up doing a few years in jail for, you know, I don't know, drug possessions, you know, robbery or whatever the case is, but for some reason, because he had a lot of potential to do so many other things, so I thought, and this is around my old neighborhood where I used to live, Crown Heights, but obviously I didn't know how far he was out there, you know, and, you know, I just got caught up with him. But I didn't have any kids. See, that's the thing. So,
yeah, you were smart. I mean, well, the relationship may not have been smart, but you were definitely smart. Yeah, Brittany, the line does work, Brittany. But yeah, at least like you say, at least you didn't have a kid in that situation.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, like I said, I mean, I'm not gonna say all the guys was you know, not all right, because I had some very smart, pretty intelligent ones. And even though I am single, and I guess right now, it's a choice for me right now, because, you know, I try to get into with a couple of dudes that's, I guess, is not really that serious, and, you know, yeah, I guess he was kind of confused. And why I say that, and I'm going to say this, yes, fellas, some of you, I ain't going to say all, some of you is confused if you want to deal with a woman that already knows what she wants. Okay?
I would think most men would want a woman who knows what she wants, you know?
Right. But I like I said, at this age in my life, I should know, you know. But as far as if I see a potential in the person, I see where his head is at.
Right.
You know, as far as where my head is at, because it's all about, you know, what kind of benefits that we can give to each other. But when I say benefits, I'm not talking about monetary. I'm talking about as far as, you know, support, encouragement. Okay. You know, it's always a plus when you want to embrace somebody.
Right.
You know, embrace somebody, what they want to do, or maybe if they think about doing something. See, stuff like that. See, it's a little bit more deep. But I guess, like I said, for people that I know, I don't know. Maybe because I want to get into a relationship too soon, so I had to fall back.
I would say this though, man. Look for the qualities, man. Don't look for if he's, you know, he got a little thug in him. Don't worry about if he got a little thug in him. Just look for qualities, you know. Or if he has, you know, swagger, you know.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not afraid to let the man be the man in some sense. You know, I have a sense of who I am. You know, in some ways I'm somewhat independent, but I don't have that problem when once I meet someone that I'm afraid to, you know, be myself or to share myself with someone. You know, see, I don't know what I told you before. That's the problem. You know, it's too much selfishness. You know, selfishness and no respect.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, BK. You know, shout out to you for calling.
Okay.
In. That's a good call. All right.
All right. Shout out to everybody. Peace.
All right. Peace. Shout out to BK. Everybody. If you just called in, call back in. Call back in. If you are the last caller to call in, make sure you call back in. That was a good call. It was. BK, if you're listening, shout yourself out in the chat room, man. Let's see. The number is 803-767-4101. I know who is that? Who was that saying they was trying to call in? Was that you, Brittany, that said you was trying to call in? Because I want to hear from the females, you know. All right, you live.
Hey Jay, this is Brittany B.
What's going on, Brittany B?
What's up? I just want to say that I agree with you with these women. I think, first of all, it's because these women don't know their worth, so they're accepting ain't shit men. And these black men, you know, like these days, this generation, I just think that they're not taught how to love black women. Like what one of the guys was saying about like the man, he protected the black woman, but he also said that the guy was in his 50s, which means that, you know, he was the older generation. These days, I think black men are just lost, you know, so. Well, I do agree with you, some of the things you said, but also I think that it's not solely on the woman. Like, it's not the black woman's fault that these men are like this.
Well, the women who are raising these young boys are,
exactly,
you know, because they're raising them to be that. You know, a lot of these guys, I understand saying about older men stepping in. I can tell you myself, men who are around my age, if they see a fucked up situation, they're going to step in. Because I saw that growing up, you know what I'm saying? But the 18 to 23, 24, that generation, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. I don't see a lot of those guys helping anything. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be probably sitting around with their phones out. So I think it does depend on, see, I grew up in the 90s. So maybe it's different from if a lot of these guys who were raised in the early to mid 2000s or so, you know, during the social media age. They've always grown up with a different perspective. They weren't outside as much as I was. So, you know, they wasn't out here in these streets. So they didn't have to be in those situations. They don't know how to handle themselves in those situations, you know. But I think the parent has a lot to do with it, you know.
Right, I do. I think that they're not being raised right. That's one of the reasons. And two, like, social media is, like, really ruining these people. And you know, I don't know. It's horrible, but I do think that this is the reason why a lot of black women are dating interracially, because the black men, like, they're not leading two, like the black man is built for the woman to lead, like any man, but just like the black men in general.
So are you saying
a woman be with someone who
hold on, Brittany. When you say, but you know, black women been swirling for like decades and, you know, years before a lot of this generation.
It seems like it's more common.
Well, they're saying that as an excuse, but you got to look at it as to these guys are being raised by black women. So if they was being raised by black men, then we could say, you know, these black men are raising, you know, their sons to be ain't shit. Can't really say that. But I mean, these black women gonna swirl regardless. You know, I'm to the mind of, if a black woman wants to swirl, she gonna swirl anyway. You know, they're just looking for a reason for it.
I think that it does have something to do.
No, I don't see it. I'm telling you right now, I don't see it.
Really do.
Because I've heard black women say, well, they with this guy because, you know, love is love, and, you know, they were looking for something different. They rarely will say it's because these black men aren't doing this or that. You got some that'll say that, but the ones I'm hearing, they'll be like, well, I just started dating him. Didn't matter he was a different race, you know?
Yeah, I just think that you see a lot of that these days.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you dating interracially right now, or are you with a black man?
No, I'm not. I'm not dating anyone currently. I'm single. But, like, I do want to be married to a black man, obviously. But I just feel like it's just so much with the black man that's just, like, not for me, myself, like, you know, but just in general. I hear people, friends, and just, you know, people I'm around. It could be where I live as well. Because I'm originally from the South and I live in Los Angeles. So, okay, really? It could be.
You sound like you got a little accent on you. Or is that just the LA in you?
I'm from the South, but I live in Los Angeles.
Okay. Well, I mean, you ain't. Like I'm gonna tell you this right now, Brittany. Well, Brittany, I'm gonna tell you this now. If you're looking, you're in LA, so it's gonna be some of everything. It ain't just gonna be black men. You do know that, right?
I get it.
So your dating pool is different. So maybe you see things differently.
Right. I mean, I definitely feel like it's a thing that is happening now, and I see more of it just because of, like, there's women who say that, even women who are on YouTube, like the women who make these videos, the vlog on this, like, about, like, how, and the women in the comment sections, like, they just all in agreement about, like, how the black men is the reason why they date interracially.
Well, don't believe those women. Hey, listen, them women will sleep with a black man and call him all types of names, disrespect him. So you got to take sometimes what they say with a grain of salt, because they're still sleeping with these men, even though they claim these men are this and that. All right.
I don't know, but I just feel that that's partially the reason why black women are kind of, like, done. Yeah.
I don't listen. I'm telling you, they're only done in namesake. They're still sleeping with these brothers. They say they're done, but they still sleeping with these brothers, man.
Yeah, I mean, Brittany,
I don't know, Brittany. I don't know. I think you might. I don't know. I don't know, man. You might be, some way hugged up with a non-black dude someday. Who knows? Because you sound like you done. You sound like you done.
I'm not against interracial dating. See, let me tell you, this is a whole nother subject, but honestly, I feel like so one, I'm just going to say I'm not against interracial dating. However, I do feel that the black men, when they get with these women of different races, they put the black women down.
Oh, Lord. No. Come on, man. Y'all keep saying this shit, man. Come on, man. Where's the videos? Where's the video?
They do. I'm telling you. Like, this is you see this in the media and everything. I'm not really concerned with that.
Come on. Oh, you talking about some of these rappers? Are you talking about some of these rappers?
No, not just rappers, but just people in general. You see people in general, like the media. I feel like the media is tainted.
Well, Brittany, you can't live your life. You can't live your life for the media. You gotta live your life for real life and how it really is out here.
But this is what I'm saying. Like that, including just the things that I see now. Granted, I do live in a area where interracial dating is very popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I won't say that it's solely just based on location, but it is a thing, and I just feel like it's these black men. Like,
Brittany, I don't think you're done. I think you love black men. I just think you're frustrated. Maybe I think being single for a while will frustrate you. You love some black men. Come on now. You love brothers.
I'm not frustrated. I'm not frustrated with the black men.
Yes, you are. You are. You're frustrated.
It makes me feel a way, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not, because the men who these people are like looking for. I'm not looking for those type of men. Like mm-hmm. I'm looking for a man who's actually. Well, first of all, I'm not really looking. Like guys.
Come on, man. Women are always looking.
That's how I feel.
Women are always looking.
But I will say that the type of men that I like, that I want, everybody is probably not looking for those men, or not even deserving of those type of men.
Okay. Well,
so, I'm not looking for no hood guy. I'm not looking
Okay. Well, time will tell, Brittany. Time will tell. But I appreciate the call. I'm going to go to some other callers. All right, Brittany? A good call, okay? All right. Shout out to Brittany. It's a good call from her. Hey, call back in. Because I know you called twice. Call back in. Brittany, you love black men. You know you're not going nowhere. Even though you in LA and you seeing all types of people. I just think that, the brothers that you want ain't available. That's what that is. All right, you live.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Jay. This is Jay Blossom.
Yeah, what's going on? What's your name?
Hey, what's up? I'm so sorry. I want to apologize. I'm hella shy. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm really shy.
Okay.
So
Are you in the chat room right now? Are you in the chat room right now?
I wanted to shout out to BK. It's really hard to hear you. It sounds like you're really far away.
I'm right next. Hey, I'm right here. But I want you to listen to me, okay? What is your name? Are you in the chat room?
Jay Blossom.
Jay Blossom. Okay. What's going on, Jay Blossom?
Hey, how are you doing? I've been following you for a minute. I just want to let you know I do respect your content.
Thank you.
I like hearing the man's point of view, so I am open to that. I am a little shy, so just be a little patient with me.
Okay.
But I did want to shout out to BK because I was really feeling what she was saying.
BK is in the chat room. She's in. Her name is where BK at? Where you at, girl? Where's BK? Oh yeah, was it Trek or TRKK01? That's
yeah,
BK.
that's her. That's her.
Yeah, that's BK. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was just talking about basically the pick me, and I definitely loved how she was just, she kept it real, and she was like, hey, I was like that at one point in my life, and it encouraged me to like speak up on it because a lot of times people how they are brought up, especially with the Black community. We're brought up, especially if you're brought up with like not a Black father in the home, and especially if the mother has issues and stuff, a lot of times that will determine how you pick your men as you get older. Yeah. So I know even for me, when I was younger, I was kind of raised up in a, just the typical stereotype Black household. So that basically affected the way I chose men. And unfortunately, I was a pick-me when I was younger. And it took basically life experiences to kind of realize, hey, it's not cool. But, like, I just agreed with her on that because people do change. And especially as you grow and you're a Black woman, you get mature, you learn a lot of things. So again, I'm a little shy, so my voice is shaking a little bit.
Well, you're amongst you're here
but
talking to me, so you don't have to be that nervous.
Huh?
I say you're here with me right now, so you don't got to be that nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but basically, I'm inspired because a lot of the issues that you guys talk about with Black women and stuff and Black men, a lot of it has started from the household being broken down.
Right.
And so when you remove the Black man out the household, that's already deteriorating the quality of a Black child in their future. So, a lot of the issues, I do agree. I definitely agreed with her with Black women have an issue with not allowing Black men to lead the family anymore. Right. And I think a lot of that was in, basically just how the shiftment is with our social media and stuff. I think, women now, especially with this feminist movement and mostly like Black women now, they feel like they don't need a man. But I think the thinking and the mentality is different now. But I do believe that, Black women we should start to value our worth in ourselves. And I think we should get more knowledgeable and more secure in who we are, and, of course, closer to God. And I think that once Black women find who they really are and know their worth as queens, they'll be able to appreciate the Black man more. And like I said, the media and a lot of things and how women are being brought up, we're being brought up to believe we don't need a man. So, I definitely agree with that, with the way of thinking has changed with that. I think Black women, we need to learn how to kind of allow men to be men and lead the family. So I agreed with that one too. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. Okay. I just wanted to come up on here and show some love because I'm always in the live feed, but I never
I've seen you in there.
So
yeah, it's good to have you call in for your first time, even though you're shy and all that.
Yeah, I'm really shy, y'all, so please forgive me. I'm shy. But, I just wanted to say that, I do agree, Black women, we have a lot to work on. And Black men have a lot to work on. We've been pushed back a lot. Right. But definitely don't give up on the Black woman. You know, we're lost right now, but there are some good women out there. There's some good Black men out there, and shout out to them because you don't get enough shout outs to the, you know, the real one. Not you, but I'm just saying in general. We don't say enough every day. Black women don't say they appreciate their Black men enough. Black men don't say enough they appreciate their Black women. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I appreciate our kings. I appreciate y'all for those who still are down for their Black women. And just don't give up. You know, times it's just a different mentality, and it might be really hard to find that right one, but it's out there. It's out there. We just got to be strong, and you got to have self-love. That's all it's about, is having self-love.
Right.
So, yeah, but thank you, Jay, for letting me come up on here.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for calling in for the first time, Jay Blossom. I appreciate it, all right?
All right. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Jay Blossom calling in for the first time. Nervous. There was another caller that called in. I missed that call. You can call back in now. You got 2 minutes to call in. I'm gonna go ahead and close the phone lines. We don't do no 7-hour streams though. But shout out to the chat, man. Salute to the supporters, man. Salute to the supporters, man. I got a lot of good content coming up that I think y'all are gonna absolutely love. And also make sure y'all keep sharing the content as well, man. Bringing more people to the platform, man. Tell people at your jobs. Tell people in your families. Especially tell people at your jobs. Especially the people who you think could learn something. You know? All right. One more minute, then I'm going to shut the lines down. I should already shut it down. What's going on, Josh? Sliding in. What's good? Hopefully y'all have liked the stream, because I'm going to look anyway. I'm going to see it anyway. Yeah, I think that's it for the phone calls, man. But shout out to everybody that tuned in. Yeah, that's Jay Blossom there. And appreciate everybody coming through, man. Make sure you follow me if you have Twitter. If you want to get notifications, people. Also, you can like my Facebook page. I have 2 Facebooks. I got my personal Facebook and I got my Facebook page, people. If you're on Facebook, make sure you do both. Like that one, and then you can friend me on my personal page. Jay Amore the Black. You know, Jay Amore the Black. Instagram there as well. Shout out to everybody who's been following me on Instagram. I got over 1,100 followers on Instagram. I'm going to start posting on there soon. I'm actually going to start doing live streams on Instagram soon. I want to start doing some live streams. You know, I want to start doing that. Yeah, the phone calls are done, people. But I appreciate everybody that called in, man. The phone calls are done. Y'all can call in on the next show. Contact me through email. If there's any video topics I need to know of, y'all need to send it to my email. All right? Send it to my email. Don't tell me in the comment section, because I'm probably going to ignore it, or I probably won't see it at all. You know? But let's see. But this has been a good stream, man. Very good stream. I was iffy about whether I was gonna go live today. I was very iffy on it. Didn't know whether I was gonna go live today, but I did go live. And I'm still gonna do more interviews, people. But I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna make sure I give y'all interviews that you be like, "What the fuck, Jay? What the fuck, Jay? What the fuck, Jay?" You're interviewing this person, Jay? Jay, why are you interviewing this person? I'm unsubscribing. Shout out to the supporters. Shout out to everybody who supports on Patreon. And fuck you to everybody that keeps unsubbing from Patreon. Take your fake support with you and be gone. You get no respect over here. You deserve no respect. I will only show respect to the people that support me. If you don't, you will not get any respect from me because you don't deserve any. Thank you, Vern. Yo, Black Rhino, I seen the one you sent me. Some good topics that I'm definitely gonna get to. Yeah, Vern, it was hurt because they didn't expect me to pull that off. But I mean, I'm me, so why not? You know. And I didn't have to put no effort into it. You know, she wanted to be interviewed by me. You know. Jay, we need more conversation. Okay, Jessica. Jessica, you can call in to next time I do call-ins, you know. But I'm about to go ahead and sign off, people. Y'all know what to do. Follow all the links in the description box. And y'all have a good night, all right? I'll see y'all on the next live show or next video.